means to be an artist who is also an activist. To be an artist who is also an activist.
What it means to be an artist who is also an activist.
To be an artist.
All the videos you see today are made with that theme in mind. All the videos you see today are handmade
And personally handcrafted by
Crafted by us.
This is our vision of how we see the world. How we see the world.
Of how we see the world, how we see the world.
The way we see the world.
How we want the world to be.
Number 2, please come up. Let's take one more.
Right across the street is a historical landmark that often goes unnoticed and unappreciated.
It was our hopes with this short documentary to bring this space to light.
Please enjoy.
Janet Bassie.
And I have questions for you. What do you think this mural?
I actually don't really think much of it. I mean, I walk past it every day, but I really don't think much of it.
Do you think this mural is important?
I'm pretty sure it has some type of historical meaning, but I don't really know what's that meaning behind it.
Do you think it's a significant song?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why it's here.
This mural by Ernest Haynes is about black professionalism in the field of medicine. And it was part of the first Harlem hospital. And it's important because black people wanted to step up.
The Harlem Hospital on 135th and Lenox is a tremendous historical and cultural place that is often overlooked.
The murals at the Harlem Hospital Center, commissioned in 1936 by Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal Agency, the works prior to its administration, were the first major U.S. government commissions awarded to African American artists, and as such sparked a great controversy at the time.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey from the Junior Scholars Program. What's your names?
My name is Patricia, and I'm Desiree.
Alright. Have you noticed the mural here at the Harlem Hospital?
Yes, I've noticed it quite a lot. We walk past there very often. Every day, just up the block.
Yeah. Do you know the significance of the mural?
Nope.
Never been told.
No. It's a very beautiful piece, though. That's all I know.
Verda's Sage Pursuit of Happiness panel traces the African American diaspora from 18th century African village life to slavery in America to 20th century freedom, from agrarian struggles in the South to professional success in the industrialized North.
And what do you think of the mural?
I think it's very appropriate for the neighborhood that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a reminder, and it keeps us grounded, I think, as a neighborhood.
I think it's really artistic, and I like that it's like capturing black art, which you don't see. You don't see this type of art when it's not street art very often.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I remember as a child coming to Harlem Hospital and seeing that mural along the wall in the corridor as we walked through to get to the nursing station.
Do you know the significance of the mural?
Well, the significance to me is that it depicts, Americans of African descent that lived in this community and were here to help the community, because back in those days, we didn't have the type of facilities or the same type of help that other communities had.
I'm glad to see that they blown this picture up and use it as a mural here for the new part of Harlem Hospital. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'll say you're my next generation behind me. So my life is in your hands. You're going to be making decisions for me.
Okay. Imagine a moment you didn't have
have your cell phone for the entire day. You will most likely lose your mind.
In the next PSA, we uncover an unlikely fact about the world of texting. Please enjoy.
Text messaging has become one of the most popular ways of communicating on the planet.
Recently, the company Facebook has made news when they purchased a text messaging mobile app for $16 billion.
We check our phones 150 times a day. Some of you are actually checking your phone right now.
The Nielsen Company, a company known for compiling statistics about TV viewers, which compiled data about wireless bills of over 60,000 U.S. mobile phone subscribers from April 09 to March 2010. African Americans in particular text more often than whites, and those with lower levels of income and education text more often than those at the higher end of the income and education scale.
African Americans were seen to have sent the most text messages. They sent an average of 790 messages a month. Hispanics were a close second at 767 messages a month. Whites only send 565.
When talking on the phone, African Americans talk more than 1,300 minutes, whereas whites only talk almost half that amount at 647 minutes a month. We made this movie as a challenge to all of us, a challenge for us to put down our phones and face the real world.
I'm glad there were some grumblings in the audience for the text message.
There is a rather alarming conversation happening amongst the black youth today.
In the next PSA, we wanted to contribute to the conversation as a way of challenging it and hopefully letting the world know our opinions.
Please enjoy.
I'm okay with being dark skinned because it really doesn't define anybody or me in particular.
I mean, I'm black, that's pretty much it. There's no team light skin or dark skin that I care about.
Alright. About this team light skin and team dark skin, it really doesn't matter. We all the same.
Personally, I don't judge people based on their complexion. I don't think anybody should. I judge people based off of the content of their character, not of the complexion of their skin.
Well, my opinion on team light skin and dark skin is that it's just another way people want to rate each other and put them into separate categories. I don't think that is fair. If you are black, you should be considered the same as everyone else.
Light skin and dark skin people are not good and feel the same.
It doesn't really matter if it's just a race.
We're all black, so I don't feel like we have to discriminate between the complexion of our skins.
I like both. It doesn't matter if they're
What you seeing on stage today is hard work of the students and staff. In this next short documentary, we try to capture the magic that happens every Saturday. Please enjoy.
I learned from visual arts that there is like no rules there's no rules. The world is totally yours for you to shape it the way you want it to. I really enjoyed it. The kids here are really cool, and Scott's was like so awesome and loud.
Some element of, if me simply saying add energy doesn't get you to see what I mean, then think of it as like a theatrical.
Why did you choose spoken word?
I chose spoken word because I like performing in front of people, and I like to be able to express my feelings and share what I feel with other people. I guess I've learned how to read my own work in front of people, because it's different if you were like acting and you're trying to be someone else, but you're really tapping into your own emotions. So just making my emotions relatable, I would say, if that makes sense.
What have you learned so far? I've learned how to speak correctly, inside emotions, and like, people can say something, but I want to like deeper into the meaning and stuff like that. So yeah.
So why did you choose theater?
I choose theater because this is what I do. I'm an actress. Just don't get paid yet. So I learned that you have to have as much experience as possible. Being that the teacher has changed, and I like working with new people, and in this kind of business or in this kind of career choice, you have to learn. You have to meet a lot of new people. So I'm willing to learn new things and learn from different people.
Well, right now in theater, I learned so far is monologues and how to control your breathing and the way you can control your voice. And right now we're working on a poem that we'll do for the play.
What have you learned from comic art?
I've learned various techniques. I chose comic art so I can excel in my drawing skills.
Well, I like drawing. I like doing art. We learned how to draw many things from like things as simple as baseballs to profiles of people's faces.
The magazine is done. We're going to go around the room and talk about your experience writing your piece. Something you learned, something you didn't learn, or whatever you want to say.
Why did you choose media?
Who wouldn't want to be a part of media? I think these are amazing people. It's getting me a chance to start on a career that I want to do, which is communication. This group is awesome. We get to do fun things. We always have a lot here.
I chose hip-hop history because hip-hop's been a very consistent theme in my life for so long. A lot of people think hip-hop is rap, and it's not. It's graffiti, it's the art form, it's knowledge, it's DJing and b-boying and beatboxing and the fashion and the sneakers, the Jordans, you know what I mean? My shirt, this shirt. So it's a lot of different factors that play into hip-hop, and it's so diverse. So it's always been a part of my lifestyle, so.
7 down on the right knee, 8. Okay, one more time. It's like this, it's like this.
I chose dance because it's a way to express yourself in movement instead of talking, I guess, and just a symbol of freedom, and it's fun. I recommend dance to other people because it's fun, you get to move around, and you get to express yourself in other ways.
Up 1, down 3, 4, 5. Look at me, look at me.
Okay, hello everyone again. We didn't get to put Mr. Tariq Bell, the volunteer, the Junior Star alumni volunteer, has been, this is the gentleman right behind me. He's been amazing. I think we have a Q&A, but the first thing I wanted to say was that, and this was in the intro video, but the students really personally handcrafted everything that you saw here today. They filmed everything. I mean, typically, Sato, which is me, I like to, take the camera and do it for them. because I believe I'm better than them, but actually, they're very, very talented, and as I really, really like the Junior Scholars documentary because you see how they get to use deep space and they show the classes behind them, all these great things that they're doing. So if you want to give them another round of applause for them. I think we have time for, I don't see a watch or anything, so I think we can talk for a little bit. No, they're all yeah. So Jeff is going to take the first question because he didn't speak during the intro. So if anybody has any questions. No one has any questions? Can't see it. Shout it out. No, go to the microphone, please. Or shout it out, I guess, maybe.
So the question was about the text message piece that we put together, and maybe some people fall maybe outside of that category. That was your question. Oh, we got that. Oh, that's a Nielsen study. They do consumer reported studies not only for cell phones but also for TV ads and things of that nature. So they picked up this information and then we.
But I'll say this: we actually like promoting discussion and reactions, but not in terms of just for conflict. But we felt similarly as well. We gathered the Nielsen ratings just because, not to say they're the most reputable, but there's actually the Pew Institute did a really, really large study where they break down the age categories all the way from teenagers on up, and if they have smartphones and not. But we were really excited to get that information and actually use it in the documentary.
So what do you think that statistic says about African Americans that we text and talk so much? What do you think that means? What do you think that says?
Well, I think it says a few things. Well, on a positive note, maybe that says that, African Americans are maybe more social than other groups of people. That's why we talk and communicate with each other. But I think that on more of a negative note, it also says that we spend more of our time doing less productive things. As I said, white Caucasians and Asian Americans don't text and don't go on social media as much. Maybe that's because they're using that time doing more productive things, like studying or reading and things of that nature.
One of the things that's actually in the study. Great job, Jeff. One of the things that was in the study that I didn't want to spend too much time was about celebrity culture. Apparently, a lot of the African American youth are actually we're almost ahead of the curve of predicting certain celebrities. So that was one reason why.
Matthew, wave.